East Tennessee TV is more than a network. It's a family built on faith. Your support helps keep faith-centered programming on the air and reaching homes in every state and more than 185 countries all over the world. Simply scan the QR code on your screen to give. Thank you for sharing our heart and standing with us.
So close. Almost there. Almost to the outlook. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Flobella podcast. I am Chelsea.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're here today. We're going to discuss the Atomic Habits book that I've been looking into lately.
I'm actually really excited for this. She's been on this for about the last week, and just the changes, it's obvious to see.
Yeah, it's been really great reading it. So I'm excited to talk about it today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I started reading the book Atomic Habits, and it really helped me figure out, certain ways to structure and make new habits that were healthier habits and how to do it. So I thought that was really cool. The biggest thing that he says in there is just you have to kind of do a little bit of reverse psychology on yourself. So if it's obvious or attractive, easy or satisfying, you would have to flip it. So you don't want to make those things obvious or satisfying. So like, for instance, my biggest one that I had was, okay, I stopped drinking, but I loved having like a cigar at like events or outings. Like that was like my thing. Well, I was like, okay, I need to get rid of this habit. It's obviously not healthy, and all I do is fitness. So even here and there, like I'm not okay with that anymore. So I started making it to where it was just like unsatisfying. So I would pick cigars that were just, they would taste gross or nasty. Like I would take them all out of the house, So every time I would have a hit of a cigar, it was like, oh, that just tastes repulsive to me. So slowly it made it to where now I don't at all. But it took time and also setting up the structure for that,
So in a roundabout way, like another example would be, it taught you the reason you were like not successful long term is you took one temporary crutch that almost spiked, gave you an instant like gratification from that.
Yeah.
And you replaced it with another.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So are you saying like with alcohol? So it went from alcohol. Then I feel like a lot of people, when they go from any kind of like substance abuse, they then stick their like addiction onto something else.
Exactly what I'm saying. So yes, you kicked one bad habit, but you didn't replace it with a healthy habit.
Yes.
Another quick fix.
Yes.
And then this book really sounds like it's explaining why that short-term crutch is nothing more than a short-term crutch.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I just couldn't figure out why. Like I could stop at any moment. I would stop for months. I wouldn't have one for months on end, and then the craving would come back again. And I'm like, weird, I don't want to do this anymore. So why does this keep happening? So that was the first part of the book. And then it goes into your identity, which I think this is something that a lot of us can relate to, because it's basically saying things to yourself in I am statements. So instead of saying like, I'm going to quit smoking, or I'm trying not to be an alcoholic anymore, instead you would say, I am not a smoker. It's like when we first started being coaches and wanting to help people, you have to step into that person. So it's like, I am a coach. And when you do that, then all the different decisions that you make throughout the day, you use it as, okay, I'm already a coach. So what would a coach do? What would that person do? What's the habits that person would have? And as soon as you identify as that, it's much easier to combat things that you're having trouble with,
Makes a lot of sense. For me, I relate it to food and dieting, and I know a lot of people out there struggle, and everyone knows when you attempt a diet, you're most likely going to fail, because there's, 3 months, I hope I lose 30 pounds. Well, it's great. What happens after 3 months?
Yeah.
So basically you held your breath, and then you got to this point, and guess what? This vicious cycle
Yes.
But again, what did I actually do? Did I sustain new habits? Did I become what I wanted to be?
Mm-hmm.
Or did I just go, everything focused? I'm going to lose 30 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly how
Yeah.
that makes sense to me when I look at it through food.
Oh, completely. And the one thing that stood out to me the most is setting up the correct structure behind the habit. And I never thought of it that way. I was like, well, wait a second. Did I ever plan certain structures of, okay, what am I feeling when I get that craving? So is it anxiety? Is it stress? Like, what is exactly going on in my mind at that moment? And then I love the, like, you could do a 7-minute or a 10-minute rule. So instead of acting on it, say you want a treat, okay, I want something sugary. Okay, sit there for 10 minutes. Sit there for 7 minutes even. Until you make the decision, just sit with it for a minute. And then you start to learn, okay, there's other exercises you can also do, like breathing exercises, start reading a book. Sometimes what'll help me is I'll start playing the Atomic Habits audiobook, and it'll take me out of that frame of mind, and all of a sudden you'll stop with the craving. It's the same thing as when it would be like at night and we're like, oh, I want a sweet so bad. Well, you go swish around some mouthwash in your mouth, you no longer are really craving a sweet anymore. So it's just those little tiny things that are silly, but you start implementing those every time that you get hit with something, it just makes it easier and easier. And then you already have the structure in place. So when you get the cravings later, you're like, oh, well, I'll just go swish around some mouthwash. I'll go, I'll sit for 10 minutes and think about, something different or self-development or, having that stuff in your life, I think is very helpful.
No, it sounds ultimately like the book really is like has helped you understand is, hey, it's been 3 months since my last cigarette. It's been, and it's not cigarettes, by the way. Anyways, it's been 3 months since I smoked last.
Yeah.
You're still identifying as a smoker. So in your mind, these little decisions, it's, oh no, I can't.
Yeah.
So you literally are building up almost this anxiety of, I can't. Well, guess what? You're still keeping that deeply rooted and planted in your mind.
Completely.
And so even with your subconscious, all of a sudden you're sitting there, you're watching TV, enjoying yourself. Boom, this urge comes in and you wonder why. Why am I even right now going, oh man, what I would do for a cigar?
Yeah.
Yet who put that seed in your mind in the first place? How did it ever have the ability to ever even grow?
Oh, completely. And I believe we do it subconsciously. So I literally could see an ad on a commercial and somebody could literally be smoking. And all of a sudden you feel the urge or something. But then if you repeat it to yourself, like, okay, I'm not a smoker. It goes almost out of your mind when you identify that way. So it's really funny and interesting that, those kind of things happen.
It really reminds me when I reflect back, my sister Tara, always growing up, every time we'd be in public, and seriously, just cigarettes, she'd see anyone smoking a cigarette, automatically, I could even picture her face. Ah, disgusting. So my whole entire life I grew up, I identified smoking as one thing. That was for people that were literally disgusting.
Yeah.
So every time I think of a cigarette and had friends, anybody growing up who'd like have that urge, to me it was, wait, you want to be disgusting? It just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And it's all because how I identified what is smoking, not just for me, but for anyone.
Completely. And yeah, it's a different way of understanding. Like I grew up, both of my parents smoked cigarettes at a young age. I was so against it when I was a child, big time. I used to put up like no smoking signs around the apartment. They probably remember that, but it was just, I was so anti it. We took a class on it, how much it affects your lungs and everything. But then you grow up and you're an adult. And of course, what's great and paired great with a drink or alcohol, cigar, or some people use a vape, or and it's just another means of a crutch, and I completely get it. Like there are times that I did enjoy it in the past. It's just no longer a part of my future or my life anymore. So once you make that decision and then you change your identity, it changes how you feel about it and how you look at it.
And then therefore your small decisions are based on the fact of, I'm not a smoker. Why would I do that?
Exactly. Yep. And then you face it like completely different.
Makes a lot of sense.
Oh, completely. And another thing that it says in the book is to, if you want to get over a habit, attach it to another habit that you love. So, like, for instance, some people trying to start up in the gym, you know, was something I used to do is I would pack a gym bag. So I'd pack a gym bag even in the morning before I even went to work or anything, and I would bring it with me. So automatically, I already have it ready. So how am I going to say no to go to the gym? You know? So it's just like little cues like that. Okay, hey, I love scrolling social media. Okay, I'll go to the gym for 5 minutes and I get to scroll on social media while I do my walk or while I do the elliptical. So that was one thing, a key thing in the book that I really, really liked. And it's just attaching things that you already like to things that you want to do. And then it creates that reward system for you, you know?
It makes a lot of sense when I think of it as, so a lot of people go, I can't. And then it turns into this torture situation.
Yeah.
But what they're failing to realize is if they shifted the way they were looking at it,
Yeah.
and this falls out and it's no
Uh-huh.
longer a part of my life,
Mhm.
guess what it gives you a huge opportunity to do?
Mhm.
Replace it with something that's actually good for you, not just your overall health, but your mental health, more importantly.
Uh-huh.
So why are you like so worried, like, oh no, I'm going to lose this?
Uh-huh.
What about what you're about to gain?
Yes. Yeah, and I believe it's also just the things we tell ourselves, you know? Like, oh, I want to go to the gym, or someday I will, or it's the same thing as like telling yourself you're beautiful every day even when you don't believe it, you know? It's the same thing as having a bad day but telling yourself you're having a great day. Sometimes we do have to repeat that to ourselves, and slowly you start to believe it. You just don't realize it. So you have to be very careful with your thoughts and with your words. I've realized that they carry so much weight, and we start to believe a lot of things that we tell ourselves and that we say, you know?
No, and it makes a lot of sense because on that same day where it could have been your absolute greatest day of your life,
Mm-hmm.
that also is somebody else's day out there that was seriously their worst day of their life.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Was it the day?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the same day.
Yeah.
So clearly it doesn't come down to the day.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
literally making that
completely.
decision.
Yeah. No, exactly. And yeah, there's so many great things in that book that I absolutely love, and it touches on so many different things. Another thing that I love too that it brings up is the like a 2-minute rule. So say you do want to start the gym, well, what about just doing something for a couple minutes? So even when you go in, okay, I'm going to go on the treadmill for 2 minutes at a time. Or say you want to start reading a book, okay, leave the book on the nightstand, so you're putting it in your environment,
Mm-hmm.
and then even practicing reading it for like 2 minutes or 5 minutes, because you're slowly forming the habit. So that also makes it a lot easier.
It makes a lot of sense because
Uh-huh.
a lot of people will see what we do as far as hiking, or
Uh-huh.
we honestly do spend too much time at the gym, but I honestly don't think there's such a thing as well. So it's good side, bad side.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it's they'll look at it and go, what? I can't go to the gym 5 days a week, 2 hours at a time.
Mm-hmm.
They're failing to understand. We didn't start like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you seriously only went and all you did on that treadmill was a 20-minute walk,
Mm-hmm.
guess what?
Mm-hmm.
What's that compared to? What were you doing the day before? What have you done to get in your physical shape to like seriously create this person you're unhappy with, you feel fat, whatever it may be, just unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
You literally took no steps. So now you're comparing, oh, it's just 20 minutes. You guys do 2 hours. I can't do what you do. No. We have nothing to do with the equation. You're still kicking yesterday's butt, your own personal butt. Yesterday you did nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
20 minutes only at the gym
Mm-hmm.
is actually what? How do you want to look at it? 20 times more than you did yesterday?
Yeah.
It's an improvement. That's all you absolutely need to do.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's exactly what you need to do, is just, you know, little by little, day by day, you're just doing a little bit more each day. And that's what you hear. I'm sure you guys hear a ton of motivational speakers and different people who say, okay, 1% better every day. Well, those 1%, that one action you do each day compounds. So you're actually doing so much more than you think just by those little, you know, daily things that you implement. So I feel like even in the book, after reading the book, I'm just about finished with it. I got maybe like one chapter left listening to the audiobook. And really, it's helped me a ton. Like, I wrote on my whiteboard. So every day I wake up, I go over like my 3 pillars. I go over, okay, I'm going to be doing discipline with love. So I repeat that to myself. I have my, water. I have my coffee. I go and read my Bible. I read a book that I'm studying. Like, I've made rules with myself. So starting my day off a certain way has really, really helped me set the rest of my day, whether it be even going for a walk, like in nature. We've talked about even for our relationship, starting to go on walks in the morning and how beneficial that could be. Yes, it's only 30 minutes in the morning, but it impacts our entire day and how it's going to end up.
So it sounds like the book has really taught you the structure of, we could even start with the flip side of it. If I go every day and think in my head, like, I need to quit smoking, I am a smoker. Mm-hmm. Well, if you backtrack that and you took the steps that add up to what a smoker does, it's nothing more than those each little decisions. Get off that really quick. I am a healthy, fit person who's happy and is exactly where I want to be. Well, it doesn't just happen by chance, not if it's going to stick. So now rewind it and you go, okay, each thing that you face, even when you wake up first thing in the morning, what would a healthy, happy fitness person do? And then act accordingly.
No, exactly. That's exactly how you have to look at it, like, just every single thing that you practice right when you wake up. And I'm not saying that creating these new habits, it's going to be easy or you're going to be perfect. There are going to be times that you're going to fail. There's going to be times you're not going to be perfect. But if you form that structure and you start doing things that way, you realize it becomes easy. Each thing, it gets a little bit easier. Each week, okay, it gets a little bit easier. And before you know it, you already identify as you're not a smoker, or, I'm a healthy person, And so, you just start making all these different decisions based around that. And you wake up one day and you are that person.
It makes a lot of sense, because the whole entire thing is what separates. What's the difference between you, someone who looks at you and goes, oh, she's a smoker. Oh, she's a healthy, fit person. What literally is the difference in those two identities? One thing. The actions that you're choosing to be whatever you want to be. The only reason you would not be a healthy, fit person is because guess what? You're not actually implementing anything that a healthy fitness, like fit person would do. And then it's, wait, why didn't I get the result I wanted? Well, I don't know. If I sat there and I snuck off and had like 3 cigars that day, I literally didn't drink my water. Well, guess what? At the end of the day, of course you're still struggling with the identity of I'm a smoker. You are. It's literally the action that separates your identity.
Completely. And one of the biggest things I've learned this month is being able to sit in discomfort. Like, that's what's helped me big time, is learning the 10-minute rule. Learning, I have times where I don't feel that great, or I feel a flush throughout my body, or certain things I can't explain. Instead of letting your brain just run wild and be like, oh no, it's going to be a horrible day. Like, breathe, take a minute, wait 10 minutes, drink some water, put healthy things into your body, and give it time. And before you know it, it was just a little wave, and it just goes away. But it's just like everything else. If you feed it, just like a negative thought, all it does is snowball, and it grows larger and larger and larger. And you're actually the one creating the huge snowball that you end up having to defeat, when all you had to start with is just thinking about it a little bit differently when it came to mind, or just sitting with it.
It makes a lot of sense if you constantly remind yourself of how much you love yourself, of like, why am I doing this? What is my purpose? Why do I not want to smoke? And you literally think of yourself as what that is, like already. Like, I am this beautiful person that I truly want to be. And I know when I do and I eat, take care of myself, there's no time in my life I feel better. Because if all you do is feed your conscious and your subconscious those same thoughts,
Yeah.
Guess what you're going to be equipped with to battle? The
Yeah.
things you can't control. And what you can't control is
Mm-hmm.
urges, temptation. It's not that any of us don't deal with those.
Mm-hmm.
But if in my mind I've planted all these seeds of this beautiful garden,
Mm-hmm.
when those urges and those thoughts do cross my mind, exactly like what you just said, it's so much easier to sit with them,
Yes.
feel them, and then literally look at yourself and go, honestly, I could run in there right now and go grab the world's greatest cigar. Or guess what? I could realize it's probably like a 5-minute fix. I could sit with that thought, let it pass, and go, no, you know what means more to me? To truly be what I want to be for myself. And that does not include that cigar.
Yes. And that actually hits 2 points that are huge that are in the book. One of them being that we actually crave like the thought of what we actually want. So that's what I noticed too. I would crave the craving. Like I'd get more hyped for it just thinking about it. Then I would have a hit of a cigar and be like, oh, what am I doing? This sucks, you know? So it's funny how we attach ourselves to things. It's just like, you know, winning something or coming up to a vacation and you're so amped up for it, you almost, it releases the endorphins in your body just by getting to that moment, even more than it is the actual climax of receiving it. So that part's very interesting to me when you look at it that way.
And I guarantee you, ask any single addict of any kind, from food, alcohol, drugs, fill in the blank. What is like the first thing that they think of when they're, it's like, okay, for me, it's sugar by far.
Yeah.
It's 2 words come to mind. What happens? What does it start with? I want.
Yes.
And then it builds. Boom. Now anxiety kicks in a little. I want. Now I'm literally turning and fiending for a Snickers bar. You ever had a Snickers bar? It's not, huh?
Yeah.
But now in my mind, that seems like $1 trillion. But now what am I doing? It created that whole illusion in my mind. Eat the Snickers bar. It's really, I mean, hey, every once in a while, cool. But really?
Yeah.
That really outweighs, again,
yeah.
looking yourself in the morning, every mirror and being like, holy cow, man. I love you.
Yes.
Like, look at you.
Yes. That's the biggest part that I absolutely love is like you earn this respect for yourself. You're way happier with yourself. You know, you look in the mirror or you go about your day and it's like, man, this is so cool. I don't feel anything in my throat hurting from, you know, smoking a cigar. I don't feel bad from eating that candy bar the next day, you know, and you build this respect and you're proud of yourself. And that really feels so much better than actually going on with the decision you're going to make to go on with the habit or the crutch.
And again, just like the snowball can accumulate in that negative way, then what happens? Man, you look back, even look at us now. We only joined the gym 2 years ago.
Yes.
Look at that snowball effect.
Yeah.
You lose 10 pounds or you put on or you tone up and put on 5 pounds. You're like, nothing feels better than this.
Yes.
Oh, buckle up. Just you wait. It gets better.
Yes.
Keep putting in the work. The rewards actually only become greater.
Oh, completely. Yeah. As time goes, they get better and better and better. And it just starts as like little baby steps, just little by little. That's why it's so good how we always say to take progress pictures and things. Because like when you work out, you don't see it right away. You don't notice it right away. Same thing with these little things. And that's what else he talks about in the book is that's why we don't stick to them because we're not getting that instant reward from it. So it's like, hang on to those pictures, hang on to those photos because you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. And then you look at a picture and you're like, what the heck? Like, look how much I've changed just off of those tiny little decisions. You know, he was talking about some guy in the book who said, okay, I'm just going to go to the gym and I'm going to walk for 5 minutes. Literally, or hey, I'm going to do 1 push-up today. That's it. And just keep doing 1 push-up every day. And he says, before you know it, it's like, man, this is too easy. Okay, I'm going to do 2. Okay, well, 2 turns to 3. Then it turns to 5. Then you got 10, you know, and it just slowly compounds. So I think that's really I don't know. I think it's so great when you're battling anything in life, you know, to read books, to watch people on video, to watch what other people have been through, because you have so much more tools to use to get over all these hurdles and everything.
Yeah, find a way to get out of your own mind, which has created your reality, and lean on other people. Like, it's, I mean, it really is the way to create change.
Yeah.
Is find out you're not alone no matter what you're going through. There's somebody out there who's actually overcome things beyond your wildest dreams.
Yes.
Don't make your like obstacles seem like a joke. And they're not, by the way, but just know people are overcoming things every day that are seriously miraculous and do not have an explanation. So whatever you're going through, you can also handle that.
Yeah, completely.